The only thing that I did not do a good job of planning for is bringing a toothbrush and toothpaste. So I wouldn't get too close. I said that earlier. I still have not brushed my teeth. But besides that, I feel good. I think we got a lot of work done today. I'm actually happy with the weather because we could get some wet ball conditions on Saturday, and it helps us prepare for it. So we got a lot of work done. I thank the players for their focus and their attention to detail, their maturity. So I thought we got a lot out of today. And I'm not going to say it to them, but it's been a long day considering we got on that flight last night around 11:30 or whatever it is. And they haven't been asleep today since we got up, since we landed. So I'm very appreciative of how they handled it.
Are you anticipating what conditions those have?
Yeah, I would assume just based on weather reports that you always got to expect wet balls and wet conditions on Saturday, especially when you're in this part of the world.
What's the bigger thing as far as the adjustment to make sure it's on the mental or the physical?
Well, I think the first game of the year is always the mental, but obviously after going through a trip that we've gone through, there's some physical aspects of it that you have to be aware of as well. But I think early in the year, it's always the mental. The trip is made a physical challenge.
Since these guys have probably to tell they're excited about being here, one of the real long
I think they're excited to play. I think they're excited to play the game. We are not tired. They're not, none of those other words that we use. They're excited to play the game.
Dave, can you assess Central Florida's wideouts and problems?
Well, you're talking about all their production, all their experience coming back with a big talented group. And I think whenever you have a young quarterback, when you can surround them with veteran playmakers, it's helpful. He throws a hitch and somebody makes a play for him, or a shallow cross or a drag and someone makes a play for him, that's going to give a quarterback confidence. So I think that's comforting. I mean, you think about Hack last year with Allen Robinson and all the plays that Allen made for him. This guy's got 3 guys that have been productive players.
Maybe not to draw a straight line between some of the things these guys have gone through and the fact that they're tired and rain and everything, but do you feel like...
They're not
tired, okay. They're well rested, but on the off chance that maybe they get a few extra hours of sleep tonight, do you feel like maybe the fact they've been through some adversity kind of puts this stuff in their wheelhouse almost? Like they've been there, they've dealt with maybe an extra obstacle before a game?
I don't think there's any doubt that this team has some mental toughness and resiliency after everything they've been through. There's no doubt about it. Does it prepare you for something like this? I'm not sure. I think whenever you go through adversity and you handle it, you grow, you become stronger for it. So I do believe that. But we're in great shape. We had a great plan coming over here. The planes were unbelievable, and we got a bunch of rest on the plane over. We kept them up today to get back to try to get adjusted to the clock as quick as we possibly can. Get a great night's sleep tomorrow, and we'll be raring ready to go.
You mentioned you wanted to keep them moving today, but what did you want to set out to accomplish during practice?
Yeah, what we basically did, we did a normal Thursday practice for us. So tomorrow we'll do it again. So we did a bonus one. So we got a head start. That's kind of how we approached it. We did a bonus Tuesday, we did a bonus Wednesday, we did a bonus Thursday. Today was a bonus Thursday, then we'll go through at full speed. I think we were going to come over here and be able to have a full speed practice. That wasn't going to happen. So we did basically our same exact Thursday practice that we'll have tomorrow, but we did a walk-through tempo. And I thought we got a lot out of it from a mental perspective.
So which day gets swamped if you're doing 2 Thursday practices?
None, because you only practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday's a walkthrough, so nothing gets bumped.
James, what did you see from Trace McSorley? I think he's number 2 now on the depth chart. You said it was a tight battle between him and Michael. What did you see from him in camp to maybe make him the guy behind Christian?
Well, I don't think it was a clear-cut deal. It wasn't like the one guy just completely beat out the other guy. You couldn't make the argument for Michael as well. But for a guy that only had a certain amount of reps, was only on campus, he picked things up really well mentally. He always seems cool, calm, and collected, and confident. Made a lot of really big throws. And we haven't even really factored in what he brings to the game with his feet, which is a huge dimension of his game. Like you guys heard me say during recruiting, he's a winner. I mean, you talk about a guy that went to 4 straight state championship games, and all those things and qualities that we saw when we were recruiting showed up. And that's not always the case. Usually you don't see it maybe for a year or so. His showed up immediately when he got on campus.
Kind of on the flip side of that, DeAndre Tompkins was a guy who had a lot of hype around him in the spring, and then he seems to be down the depth chart a little bit. What do you want to see him work on? Is it blocking? Is it routes? Is it just the guys ahead of him? I mean, where do you see him in his progression as a
well, there was actually 5 guys that came in at mid-semester, but for some reason we always talk about DeAndre Tompkins. I mean, those 5 guys, and I don't think any of those guys are right now in the first or second team. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think so. But DeAndre is, I think, in great shape for a true freshman who just showed up on campus. He's extremely fast. He's a great kid. I think he needs to get a little bit bigger and stronger. He needs to play fast within the scheme, which is the things that he was trying to do this spring. So he could still end up having a huge factor with us this year, depending on how things go. And we're going to continue to evaluate.
James, what's Miles's role, Diefenbach? I saw him out there with the jersey on. I know you don't like to talk about injuries, but what are you looking for out of him on this trip?
He's our assistant offensive line coach. Him and Herb Hand work with those guys. Miles is a special kid. I mean, from day one when he faced his adversity, how he handled it, he's so positive, he's so optimistic, and I actually believe that's why he's doing so well, because of how he's approached it from day one. So, so far so good. Hopefully he'll be back here soon. You never know. Maybe he'll run out and start in the game on Saturday. Keep you guys on your toes.
You mentioned the sleep and getting the right pattern. How late do these guys sleep? Into the morning tomorrow. And what do you have them doing tomorrow to get adjusted?
Tomorrow we'll get right back. They'll get a full night's sleep tonight. I would assume probably some guys will lay it down earlier than they normally will. We're going to go to dinner now, and then after that, we'll get going. But tomorrow, basically a normal schedule. I think we get them up at 8 o'clock. Breakfast is from 8 to 9, and then kind of go from there with practice and the rest of the stuff that's on the schedule 9, 10 minutes.
Any major challenges in players in terms of practice, or is it pretty much the way you need it?
No, I think the university's been unbelievable. I think the fact that our guys were able to come over earlier and scout the place out has been helpful. You never completely know or understand what you're getting yourself into until you show up, but everybody's been awesome. So, we're blessed, we're fortunate to be here and be representing Penn State.
I know you're treating this as a business trip, but what are your impressions of what you've been able to see of Ireland so far?
I saw the stadium, which was awesome.
You're driving over, I mean,
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot. To be honest, it reminds me of England in a lot of ways. But the stadium was awesome. The airport was awesome. I haven't been to the hotel yet. The college is beautiful. But I haven't really seen a whole lot. People are really nice. The shepherd's pie was awesome at lunch today. That's really about it.
What did you see from the stadium? Like, what were some of the reasons to go by there today before coming over to practice?
Well, a lot of it was we're trying to kill time. We had to get all of our equipment, delivered here, and getting that off of the plane, and then getting it over here and getting it all organized took some time. So the stadium was a great opportunity to go over and have lunch, give them an opportunity to show us the stadium, show us the locker room, walk around on the field. It's amazing how teeny the American football field looks lined out on the Gaelic field. And at first I thought it was a soccer field, but it's not. It's Gaelic, which is so much bigger. And it almost looked like it wasn't the right size. I almost did the Hoosiers deal where you take the measuring tape out there and measure it, make sure it's a 10-foot basket and everything's right. But that was cool. But a lot of it was just to get a chance to check out the stadium, so our guys would be familiar with that, have lunch, kill some time while they were setting up and getting ready for practice.
Take 2 more. We got some players over here to the left.
So 2 multiple locker rooms?
I think it's one locker room that's broken up by walls. So it depends on how you look at it.
Bust on the walls?
No, we're not going to bust on the walls. But obviously, they don't have a sport with the number of guys that we have and the size. So the locker rooms are smaller rooms broken up. But it'll work out. It'll work out just fine.